Another big client and good friend of yours, obviously, was the late George Best as well.
Right.
And I mean, you must have a multitude of stories about him, but he was a Rangers man as well. Would he ever have considered signing?
Very close. I was very close to doing a deal.
Aye.
And talked terms. Jock was the manager at the moment. Now I was Jock's agent.
Yeah.
We talked terms, and they had a director called Jack Gillespie.
Jack Gillespie,
right.
yeah.
He was the money behind Rangers,
Yes.
and he pulled the plug.
Right.
Is that right?
He wouldn't have it.
And was this around about the time that he went to Hibs instead? Or was
This was after Hibs.
Right, okay.
This was after Hibs.
Yeah. And the thing is, he was
He done well at Hibs.
Did
He
okay.
done
Did
okay.
very
at
well.
Hibs. I remember playing, because every stadium was full when George was there. I didn't know him. I played against him when I was at St Mirren Love Seat, and I've never seen, only in European nights.
Was it that Ram?
Was it that Ramden?
I think he might have made his debut against
He
St
did.
Mirren.
At Love Seat. It was heaving.
16,000 people.
Never. I thought you were going to say 1690. I was like, hold on a minute. It was,
Maybe they missed a few,
maybe
but
missed it. Yeah, they
16,000.
kept the money.
Paisley.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
McDougall, God rest the Frank McDougall, he's going, oh, look at all these people. Wait to see George. I'm going to do him. I says, oh, yeah. I says, good luck with that one. Anyway, he's went for George.
Aye.
And when George dipped his shoulder and put it through his legs.
Really?
And he just kept running. He was shaking hands with the crowd. And he never went near George again. It was wonderful to watch.
The story about George, if you really want to know it.
Go for it. Give us your best three George Best stories. The
Well,
floor is yours.
there's hundreds.
You could do just one episode on that.
In relation to Hibs, right?
Aye.
I was Hibs commercial consultant at the time, and we were doing this thing with a lottery, and the chairman, Tom Hart, says to me, £1,000, a lot of money, and this, that, we need to get some publicity. I says, well, I'm bringing my pal over to playing a game on Tuesday. It was George Best.
Yeah.
Bringing George over to playing Bobby Robson's testimonial game in Ipswich. I'll get him and his missus to come up if you like, but you have to pay all the expenses. I said, right, we'll do that, right? So what I'll never forget, we get there, we tell all the STV and BBC and all the rest of it, keep the cameras running at half time. And George goes on to the pitch. Nobody knew he was there. And waved to the crowd and all the rest of it. Made the presentation, £1,000 cheque, right? So what happened, you'll love this. What happened after him and his missus went back on the last flight? Eh?
What one was that? Mrs.
him and Angie went back, right, on the last flight. So I'm in the press conference at Hibs. And, of course, all the buzz is, George going to sign for Hibs and this, that, and next time, what have you. So, Ian Paul.
Aye.
You know Ian?
I remember him, aye. Herald football writer.
Herald, aye.
Great journalist.
Aye, great guy. And we're doing the whole bit, right? Everything's very, very innocent. And he says, Mr. Chairman, is there any chance that George is going to sign for Hibs? And he said, no. He says, he's just been brought here today by Bill and this, that, next thing, and what have you. He says, but no. He won't be signing for Hibs. And Ian said, is that because you couldn't afford them? Well, he went, is that fucking right? He says, well, I'll tell you something. He will sign for Hibs.
That's all right.
He says, he will fucking sign for Hibs, right, and I'll pay his fucking wages. Right? So he then said to me, Tuesday, we're going to do Ipswich. I went, no, because I just sold him to fucking San Jose, right? So I said, no, you can't do that. No. We're going, he says. Now, he then paid George £2,500 a game. A game.
It was on gate money as well. It was on gate money or
Can
something
you imagine?
as well.
I don't know what the modern day equivalent of that is. But
I know.
Well, let me tell you what it was. He was the highest paid player in the UK.
Aye, that could have been aye.
At that time. He was the highest paid player.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. He came to fucking hand out a prize in a lottery. He stayed there for 2 years.
And I love that. Everywhere
he went, the stadiums were full. It was wonderful to see him, because he's one of the greatest players it's ever been.
Good guy too, Frank, wasn't he?
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
I loved him. I loved his company.
I know.
I
a lot of good times together, right?
Let's talk about George again, because I loved the fact that he was getting out of Miss World. I like to miss world bits, you know, and that was when the first time I met Mary Stavin, and I was just, honestly, like, I was like a wee boy, and Bill's going, shut your mouth. So
I know,
was
stop
like,
it.
He's going, shut your mouth.
I actually lived in a flat with Mary for 6 months.
That's right, yeah, it was a good flat as well.
As used to run about, you know, where,
This one in Chelsea, you David Bowie as your neighbour.
well, no, at that time, when he was going about with Mary, we rented another flat, right? And the three of us stayed in the flat. And then we still got that flat in Chelsea. You've been there, Frankie. Still got the flat in Chelsea. But Mary used to run about with fucking baby dolls and all the rest. And George said, Mary, fucking put some clothes on my balls there. Oh, Bill's all right. The fucking Bill's all right. Give me
Bill's eyes are going
aye. But he had some great times with times with Mary too. Yeah, she was great. She was good.
Were you connected to George Best at the time of that famous quote about where did it all go wrong?
Oh, aye.
He was there for ages, wasn't he? But you were with George for a long time.
16 years.
Aye, brilliant.
16 years.
How did you get into him? What was the initial...
Met him in Manchester and socially, right? And we just kept in touch after that. And then I ended up being his agent.
Yeah.
Great, 16 glorious years. Had a lot of ups and downs, right? But it's quite fun to tell a story. Him and I are in Northern Ireland this day, right? So we're doing a Q&A or whatever it was, I can't remember. But he says to me, I want to go back to Belfast tonight. I went, why is that? He said, I want to go to this play. I said, a fucking play? What kind of play are you talking about? I want to go to this play. It's on at the what's it? I can't remember the name of the theatre. You know the one? So I'm going, it's fucking strange, right? So anyway, we get there. It turns out Mary Stavin's in the play. So that's the reason why we've hightailed it back. Yeah. But it's no made any contact, right? So he's going to me, fucking, I need to fucking meet her. I need to meet her. I said, you'll be all right. So he finds out that there's a guy, George, somebody who's an actor. He was sort of pally with George, and he's telling him that they're all going back to London the following day, right? Flying from Belfast, it's Sunday. Flying from Belfast to London. So George said, I'm on that fucking plane, right? I'll fucking sort Mary out. So we're all in the fucking lounge, right? And all of a sudden, Glasgow flight, right? Now boarding, such and such. I gets up. Fucking Mary gets up. And he says to her, where are you going? She says, I'm going to Glasgow. She was going to work in the pavilion, right, for a week. And fucking, he's away in London.
He's picked a fight in London.
And they say to me, don't you fucking sit beside her, you wee bastard. I'm like, listen, she's got it made.
I'll look after her.
Aye, don't worry about it, right? I'll get you a number and all this kind.
I'll get you an introduction. Brilliant.
It was, but yeah.
What were the I've read this a few times, the Michael Caine altercation as well. Did they not lean across the table?
I was there.
Aye.
Okay, now she knows about it. I was there. We're sitting there. Him and Michael Caine were big pals.
I know,
right? Really big pals.
Trump, wasn't it? It was in the...
I know, people know that.
We're sitting there. Michael Caine's with his wife, Mary Stavin, me and George, right? And Johnny Gold. And all of a sudden, Michael says something to Mary. And George looked up and he said, if I ever get tired of this wee Irish bastard, he said, I'll give you my number. George went absolutely fucking berserk, right? Dived over the table, grabbed his fucking tie, and he was pulling at his tie, and fucking his eyes were popping out. It's unbelievable. Aye. And they had to leave, right? Or we had to leave, one of the two. And but they were pals after that. But that was it. But there was a lot of funny stories with George. I mean, in prison, they were unbelievable. I went to see him in Pentonville, right? That was the first prison he was in. And I went to see him with Michael Parkinson and Angie Lynn. You know Angie.
Yeah.
We went there, right, and all these fucking Hells Angels and all the rest of it were on the waiting room and what have you, fucking broken noses and, right, Michael's here, done up with a suit, the whole bit, right. We went in, George tells the story, he says, I got here last night, he says, petrified. I'm fucking petrified. I don't know what I'm going to do and this, that, next thing. He says, at 10 o'clock, knock on the door, cell door. He says, and I open the door and there's a cup of tea and a biscuit. He says, fucking, I don't know to this day
Who sent it?
gave me it. He says,
You don't get a cup of tea at that time of night.
No. He says, but the following day, this guy sends for him. And he says to him, George, he says, I'm not a football man, right? I'm telling you now, I'm not a football man, but I'm the baron in here. I run this prison, right? I run the staff, I run the prisoners, I run everything. He says, and they tell me that you're a good guy. He says, you won't get 1 minute's fucking bother in here. If you do, come and see me.
Wow.
Aye.
Did you have? Do you know who that was? Is that? Do you want to keep
No,
that a secret?
no idea.
No.
And then before that, right, when he got arrested,
Remind me what that's for again. Actually,
drunk driving,
That's
right?
right, so it
Right,
was,
drunk driving.
Yeah.
What happened was, fucking long story, but he phoned me up the Saturday morning. He says, I just left on a Friday night. He phoned me up, Chelsea. Says to me, I've been done for drunk driving. I've got to go to court at 10 o'clock. I went, fucking hell. No, I've got to go. And all. It's priceless, right? So I said, George, you need to go. You need to go. Whatever you do, you need to go. I'll come down, I'll get the first flight down and all the rest of it. He done a runner, didn't he? Did a fucking runner. He went missing all day. The press were outside the flat the whole day. Get down there and it's covered with press and police and what have you, right? So anyway, he gets arrested. You wouldn't believe this. He gets arrested and he's at Chelsea police station. Angie and I go along to see him at Chelsea police station. And they've got a desk inspector. We're sitting talking to him and all the rest of it. And he said, do you want to have some time with George? As if it was his best pal. I said, I wouldn't mind. In you go, open the cell. Fucking Angie and I's in the cell. And the guy, in my daughter's life, the guy comes, the fucking inspector. Says, I'm about to send out for some McDonald's. Do you want any hamburgers or anything? Fuck him, wouldn't believe that, would you? Honestly. George, I'm into hamburgers. You wouldn't believe that. Aye, honestly, you wouldn't believe that. And then the following day, the press was surrounded the court, right? Absolutely surrounded the court. And my lawyer, we had a lawyer, and the lawyer says to me, but I'll go and speak to him, right? Because I've done a deal. We'll do a deal that if he pleads guilty or whatever the case, he won't go to prison. So I go down and there's like 20 guys in this cell, right? They're all like mad, half cut, and God knows all what. And I'm standing there and I'm saying, George, do me a favour. Plead guilty. And they're going, he's no fucking pleading guilty, right? He's pleading not guilty. And I'm going, George, trust me. I've already done a deal, right? There's a deal done. Pleaded not guilty, didn't he? Got fucking prison. Went to prison. Yeah. But it's quite funny. They're all shouting, fucking tell him you're...
Fuck off.
Tell him to fuck off and all this
I
kind
know
of...
that feeling.
All these great legal minds are in the cell with them. You know?
Everyone's a lawyer.
And
Every single one
then
of them.
he went to, after that, he went to Fort Open Prison.
Aye.
We had some stories there. It was just unbelievable. There was a guy, Duncan was his name. He was like the warder. Warden, is that right? Warden. Yeah. And he got a hold of me this day and he says to me, he's a Scotsman. And he said, listen, he says, you guys will be doing a story here. There's no doubt about that, he says. Can you give a wee mention in dispatches? Can you let them know that I fucking looked after him? Aye, honestly. I said, really, how'd you look after him? Well, if he's wanting meat or that, you know, we'll bring him in a wee steak and the fucking warden. Unbelievable.
You're doing a deal negotiating with a warden.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Oh, brilliant.
And then we had to carry on when he when he left the prison, right? Because we sold the story to the Sun, and him and I and Angie Lynn went to Mauritius. Would you believe that?
Right.
Fucking Mauritius.
Nice place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice
And
place.
it's unbelievable because he hadn't had a drink for 3 months, right? Supposedly. But anyway, we get there. It's quite funny. It was piss in the rain. You wouldn't believe that. Piss in the rain.
And
We
it
were there
pinches
at the
down
wrong
when,
time.
when it rains there.
Oh, it's
I know, it's-
horrendous,
I
right?
know.
So this day, Angie says, is it going to be sunny tomorrow? It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. All right, is it going to be sunny? George says, aye, according to forecast. She says, well, I'm going topless. I'm fucking sure you're not. She says, I'm going topless, she says. If it comes, started arguing over fucking him going topless and her going topless. And he walked away. Started drinking. Fucking started
And
drinking.
he'd been off it for 3
And
months.
he'd been
at
off
that
it for
point.
3 months, yeah. Because she was going to go topless. And he just thought, no, enough's enough. That's me. Back on the
on
sauce.